What if I told you that the real reason you feel tired isn't aging, but deficiency? What if the constant fatigue, the midday crashes, the weakness in your muscles, the slow recovery from workouts, and even that subtle loss of motivation had nothing to do with your willpower, and everything to do with 3 key nutrients silently draining out of your body as the decades pass? Gentlemen, and ladies watching this for the men they love, most people over 50 assume fatigue is inevitable. They assume they're slowing down because of age, because the body isn't what it used to be, or because daily aches and pains are simply part of life now. But as a physician who has spent more than 14 years caring for men over 50, I can tell you this: age is not the enemy. Deficiency is. There are 3 vitamins, 3 simple, measurable, science-backed nutrients that determine whether you wake up energized or exhausted, whether your muscles feel strong or sluggish, whether your brain stays sharp or foggy, and whether your metabolism is burning or dragging. And in my clinical practice, more than 70% of adults over 50 are low in at least one of them, and they have no idea. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what they are, what they do, why deficiencies become so common after 50, and how correcting them can transform your energy, vitality, and daily performance, often within weeks. I'm Dr. Michelle Zion, board-certified urologist, researcher, and men's health specialist, and this is your roadmap to unlocking energy you thought you had lost forever. Why energy declines. After 50, it's not what you think. Before we talk about vitamins, we need to understand something fundamental. Your body is not running out of energy. It's running out of the ingredients required to produce energy. Inside every cell are tiny structures called mitochondria. Think of them as microscopic power plants that convert oxygen and nutrients into ATP, the currency your body uses for energy. When mitochondria don't receive the vitamins required to function, they slow down, sometimes dramatically. This leads to the 2 most common complaints I hear every week in my clinic. Doctor, I feel tired all the time. And doctor, I don't have the energy I used to. Energy decline after 50 is not a disease. It is a shift in absorption, metabolism, and cellular demand. Your stomach becomes less acidic, which reduces nutrient breakdown. Your liver becomes less efficient at storing certain vitamins. Your muscles require more maintenance, yet receive fewer raw materials. At the same time, inflammatory molecules rise, oxidative stress increases, and hormone levels, particularly testosterone in men, gradually decline. All of these changes increase the body's nutritional requirements while reducing intake. This is why people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s can eat the same foods they ate in their 30s, yet feel completely different. The body is absorbing less, processing less, and losing more. This is also why even a small deficiency can disrupt energy levels in profound ways. Now let's examine the 3 vitamins that play the most pivotal roles in energy, vitality, and longevity, and why nearly every patient over 50 needs to pay attention to them. Vitamin number 1. Vitamin B12, the nerve and blood powerhouse. Vitamin B12 is the single most overlooked cause of chronic fatigue in adults over 50. It is responsible for nerve function, red blood cell formation, DNA synthesis, and metabolism. When B12 is low, the nervous system slows down, oxygen delivery decreases, and the entire energy production chain collapses. The reason B12 deficiency is so common is simple. Your body does not absorb B12 well without a substance called intrinsic factor, produced in the lining of the stomach. As you age, intrinsic factor declines. Acid levels in the stomach decline. Medications like metformin and acid reflux drugs block absorption even more. This is why I regularly see patients with dangerously low B12 levels despite eating meat daily. A deficiency can cause constant fatigue, numbness or tingling in the hands and feet, poor concentration or memory, muscle weakness, mood changes, shortness of breath, rapid heartbeat. Most people ignore these symptoms because they blame them on aging or stress. But when we run labs, the cause becomes obvious. When B12 drops, red blood cells become enlarged and fragile, and your body cannot deliver oxygen efficiently. Less oxygen means less energy. What I've seen in practice is remarkable. When a deficient patient begins correcting their levels, whether through high-dose supplements, sublingual forms, or injections, they often describe a sudden lifting of the fog, improved stamina, better exercise tolerance, and clearer thinking within weeks. Why adults over 50 need more? Reduced stomach acid equals reduced absorption, increased inflammation equals increased consumption, higher medication use equals increased interference, reduced dietary intake from smaller meals. Best sources: eggs, poultry, dairy, salmon, sardines, beef, fortified cereals, B12 supplements. Vitamin number 2, vitamin D3, the hormone-like energy regulator. Vitamin D3 is not just a vitamin. It behaves like a hormone, one that influences nearly every tissue and organ in the human body. Adults with low vitamin D levels often experience chronic exhaustion, muscle weakness, reduced immune function, low mood, and slower recovery after physical activity. More than 80% of adults over 50 are deficient. That statistic alone should concern us because vitamin D plays a direct role in energy production, bone health, immune function, testosterone levels, and the reduction of inflammation. When levels fall below optimal range, the muscles begin to ache, the mind becomes fatigued, and the immune system becomes sluggish. Why deficiency becomes so common after 50? The skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. People spend more time indoors. Kidney function, which activates vitamin D, declines. Body fat stores vitamin D, making less available. Age-related changes in hormones reduce conversion. Patients often tell me they feel heavy, slow, or drained without understanding why. But when we restore vitamin D levels, the transformation is powerful. I see improvements in balance, mood, motivation, clarity, muscle strength, and overall vitality within months. Low vitamin D is also associated with lower testosterone, increased inflammation, higher risk of falls, poor immunity, insomnia, anxiety, and depression. Key point: vitamin D doesn't give you a jolt of energy like caffeine. Instead, it restores the foundation of your metabolism. It supports your bones, your hormones, your nerves, and your muscular system, all of which determine your daily energy. Without it, even simple tasks can leave you fatigued. Best sources: sunlight, fatty fish, fortified dairy, egg yolks, D3 supplements, often 1,000 to 5,000 IU depending on your needs. Vitamin number 3, magnesium, the quiet master of energy production. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions, including ATP production, the actual creation of cellular energy. Without magnesium, ATP cannot be activated. This means magnesium deficiency literally turns off your energy production at the molecular level. Unfortunately, soil quality has declined so much that even healthy foods now contain lower magnesium levels. To make matters worse, stress, alcohol, sugar, caffeine, diuretics, and many medications drain magnesium from the body. Adults over 50 are especially vulnerable because kidney efficiency declines, absorption decreases, and chronic inflammation increases magnesium demand. Symptoms of magnesium deficiency include muscle cramps or twitching fatigue, irregular heartbeat, trouble sleeping, anxiety, headaches, weakness or tremors, low stress tolerance. Many of my patients describe a specific feeling before we discover their deficiency. I feel tired, but my body is tense at the same time. This combination, fatigued yet wired, is almost always linked to low magnesium. Restoring magnesium levels improves muscle relaxation, sleep quality, energy, nerve function, and stress resilience. Many patients report fewer nighttime leg cramps, deeper sleep, and smoother daily energy within 2 to 4 weeks of supplementation. Best sources: leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, whole grains, dark chocolate, magnesium glycinate, or citrate supplements. How these 3 vitamins work together to restore energy. Now let's talk about what makes these 3 vitamins so powerful. They don't work alone. They operate in synergy, supporting each other at every stage of the energy production process. Vitamin B12 helps create healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen. Vitamin D improves muscular strength, hormone balance, and immunity. Magnesium activates ATP, allowing the body to use the oxygen and nutrients it receives. If even one of these nutrients is missing, your body's ability to produce energy becomes crippled. Here's an analogy I often share with patients. Imagine energy production as building a fire. Magnesium is the spark. Vitamin B12 is the oxygen. Vitamin D is the structure holding the fire together. If any one of those elements is missing, the fire dims, flickers, or dies completely. This is why correcting all three deficiencies at once can feel life-changing. Many patients report improvements in morning energy, endurance throughout the day, recovery after exercise, muscle strength, balance and coordination, sleep quality, mental clarity, mood, and motivation. Correcting these deficiencies does not give you the energy of a teenager, but it restores the energy your body was designed to have naturally without stimulants. How to supplement safely. My clinical protocol: vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin. Typical dose: 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily. Sublingual forms improve absorption injections for severe deficiency. Vitamin D3. D3, cholecalciferol, preferred typical dose: 2,000 to 5,000 international units daily. Always pair with magnesium for activation. Magnesium. Magnesium glycinate for sleep plus nerves. Magnesium citrate for constipation. Typical dose: 200 to 400 milligrams nightly. This is general advice and not specific medical guidance. Every individual requires personalized recommendations based on labs and health conditions. If you're over 50, fatigue is not the new normal. Weakness is not the new normal. Daily crashes, poor sleep, foggy thinking, mood swings, or difficulty recovering from simple tasks. None of these are signs that you're just getting older. They are signs your body is asking for something. Signs that your cells are missing the raw materials needed to maintain energy, strength, and vitality. When you restore these three vitamins, B12, D3, and magnesium, you don't just improve energy. You improve your immune system, your cognition, your sleep, your hormone balance, your metabolism, and your longevity. Age will change your body, but deficiency will steal your energy. And the good news is that you can correct deficiency. You can rebuild energy. You can restore vitality. And you can feel alive again, no matter your age. Gentlemen, I'm Dr. Michelle Zion, and your energy is not gone. It's waiting to be restored.